Gen X, are we adults yet? We hella believe in aliens.
Hi, I'm Jason.
And I'm Greg.
We are Gen X, and welcome to our podcast. We're the last generation.
I want to give a shout out to all of our listeners out there, all of our followers. We are international. We're absolutely international, and thank you to our international listeners out there. To our followers, our friends, our subscribers, if you haven't already, please like, follow, and subscribe to us on your favorite platform. Shout out to our Monday crew, our absolute diehards, the folks who have been following us since day one. Our Monday crew in Canada have been following us since day one. So we appreciate you guys. Thank you. So, hey, you guys clicked on the title. You know what we're going to talk about tonight.
We are now hitting our 50s, and we are still wondering, are we adults yet?
No. Yes. No. Yes. No. No. Yes. No.
What does the Magic 8 Ball say about that?
Are we adults yet? Hold on.
Are we adults yet? Let's see.
Magic 8 Ball. Are we adults yet? Can't say now.
let's check in like 10 minutes.
Pretty cool.
We'll give it like 10 more minutes.
I want to say it first. Aliens come to Earth to live out fantasies like mega fame actors, leaders, super significant people from history. Remember, they only let you get so famous, and that's reserved for the aliens. You come here to live out fantasies. Kind of like Total Recall, right? Where they implanted that fantasy in his head. Right?
Yeah.
And now he has that memory. Right. Yeah. So, but they come here and actually live it out, right? Maybe some families come here and live out. Do we know any families that have been around for hundreds or thousands of years? Do we know of any, like, you know what I mean? So I'm just saying. I'm calling it first. Right? They come out here to live out fantasies. Mega fame. The mega fame. I have a whole planet that worships me, right?
Okay. Yeah, I want to be a musician and be super famous and be in a band.
Or that's what they do. You know what I mean? They come out here and they just, you know what I mean? They can just do all the things for whatever power or whatever, however they do it. Maybe it's more like them in decision-making places or whatever, right? You know what I mean? You never know, right? But what I'm saying is, I'm just saying. So, to give this a Gen X spin and not just goonga over aliens, over the the latest craze that's happening right now. And you know what? I don't care if it's a distraction. That's fine. If they're saying aliens are fucking real, that's huge. Folks are still focused on it's a distraction. Okay, look. There are some very influential and significant people saying, hey, look, there's some real shit happening. Right? Outside of, anyways. So, Gen X, we grew up during the golden age of UFOs, not UAPs. We had UFOs. You know what's inside every single freaking UFO? Is an alien. A little green guy is what we heard. Martians is what we heard when we were kids. We heard of Martians or little green men. And that's how they would mock them on TV. People would say, oh, I was abducted. Oh, little green men came and got you. Okay, we grew up in the golden age. We had a ton of UFO documentaries. We had grainy footage. We had tabloid magazines. We had alien autopsy specials. We had conspiracy radio. We had Area 51 and the secrecy around it. We had shaky VHS footage of lights in the sky. We had all these things. The other thing that fueled it for us was, and this isn't like, I'm not like anti-government, I'm not like, speaking out, blah, blah, blah. But what I'm saying is the government's lied about other stuff and has come out to be true. Let's say, there was a lot of misconceptions around Vietnam, Watergate, there's some Watergate, MK Ultra, Iran-Contra, right? So if they can hide stuff like that or try and hide stuff like that, then they can hide stuff. Then they can. That's all I'm getting at. There's a small history of hiding stuff that got loose later, and now here we are. It's not that big of a stretch to think that they're hiding aliens too, right?
I think so. Why not?
All right. So I believe and I want to believe. I do. Do I want to believe that they're already here and then blah, blah, blah? I don't know. That's kind of scary to find that out for real. Right? But like another planet, like to some of the things that have flown by our planet before, that was kind of noticed or not noticed. You know what I mean? I'm just like, and there's, okay, I have a whole outline, but there's one more thing. That Dark Knight satellite thing that's not up there, but that's there, and that thing that's been orbiting our planet for like 1,200 years or some shit like that. Okay, look up that. Dark Knight satellite. Look that up. Tell me there's not aliens here. All right, you guys. Hey, so check this out. Our Gen X, our first real experience with aliens, we were very young. In fact, this was kind of when our parents were young. This is our first real experience with...
Almighty gazoo, I'd like a big juicy Bronta burger. Hey, it works. How about $20?
Hey, my turn. I want a beautiful new dress for my wife.
Me too. I want a beautiful new dress for my wife.
I'd like a gym set for Bam Bam.
I'd like
Oh, it's so cute, right?
We need some garden.
All right, so maybe help with the content thing, maybe help with that, kind of pause it, and maybe, I don't know. Anyways, so we get it, right? The Great Gazoo on the Flintstones. Later in the Flintstones, we know the episode was dying, and, they started introducing other characters. They had the Great Gazoo.
Yeah, but this was the end of Flintstones.
Okay. Well, I'm guessing they're like about to jump the shark. I don't know. They get the Great Gazoo, right? We have this, and you know what? It's fun. He's sassy. He's eccentric, right? I don't think he's spicy. I just think, he's just like very proper, right? So anyways, he's fun. He's safe. He's tiny. He does magic tricks. He grants you wishes. That's a safe alien, right? It's a safe alien. So that's not a bad idea of an alien. Okay. So then we have the Great Gazoo. You know what our next real encounter with aliens is? Anyone? Greg, come back. Greg's experiencing some technical difficulties, but check this out. Our next experience with aliens. Richard Dreyfuss.
This is the motion picture that astounded us, that challenged us, that dazzled us. The motion picture that reminded us we are not alone. This is the road that took us to the outer limits of a brilliant filmmaker's imagination.
So the second significant source of alienness we had.
The road millions of others will take for the first.
I never watched this.
This movie was spooky, dude. They made contact in this movie.
Yeah, I don't think I ever watched the whole thing. I remember seeing clips of it, and it really did freak people out. It was super pop culture.
So the cool part about this movie, or the parts I remember about this movie, were like he saw, that the ship came down when he was in the truck, and the lights were so bright, and whatever was so bright, it actually burned his face, right? It left him physically, touched. He was touched by it, right? And then from there, he was like obsessed with this mountain or this thing, and he kept seeing it everywhere. And there's one scene where he makes this pile, he has this pile of mashed potatoes, right? And he's eating or whatever, and he starts piling on his plate, and he's like, "What?" And he starts going like this. He starts going all crazy, and he carves it all out with his hands and stuff like this, and he makes like that petrified tree rock plateau thing that's super famous, right? That's that big old outcrop of rock that's just flat but looks like the bottom half of a tree, right? You know what I mean? He's making one of those, and it turns out, I think that's where the aliens come back and like pick up their people. I think they lost people, dropped off some people or some shit or something. I don't remember exactly. If you guys remember exactly how, Close Encounters of the Third Kind went, what the actual, kind of plot was, those are the parts I remember. Hit us up in the comments. Let us know. But that's what's happening in this movie. So, okay, we went from the Great Gazoo, some happy-go-lucky guy, right, to like, oh my God, this is mysterious, suspenseful, right?
Designed to expand the total experience of the original motion picture. Now Richard Dreyfuss as Roy Neary, will share with audiences all over the world the experience of being inside.
This is the same year as Star Wars, huh? 77, bro.
And we're not even going to get into Star Wars about aliens and shit. That's a whole universe in itself, right? So Close Encounters of the Third Kind, right? The first encounter is sight. The second one, I think, is touch. And the third one is contact or something like that. And that's how he saw them. He got burned by them. And then he actually got to meet them or see them, right? Okay. Our next real significant mention or, experience of aliens comes in a very scary fucking movie. This movie was hella scary. The ending was super scary, right? And, okay, that's just how that works out. But this movie, I don't know if you've ever watched this movie. This wasn't a kid movie in any way, and this movie scared the shit out of me. And again, why was I allowed to watch this movie? I'm guessing I saw it on TV a year later, because when we were kids, the movies would hit the theaters and then come on TV like maybe a year or two later, right?
Yeah, edited down for content.
Edited down for content and time, yes, all that shit.
They come from a dying world. They drift through the universe.
Did you just hit that too?
By the solar winds.
No. I'm trying not to touch anything.
The function of all life is survival.
Intergalactic, planetary, intergalactic.
From deep space,
So from deep space,
the seed is planted.
The Body Snatchers, huh?
invasion of the Body Snatchers, and they got you when you went to sleep, and then you'd wake up emotionless, and you just like walk around like a zombie.
Terrible.
So Donald Sutherland is like the main character in this, right?
Of the Body Snatchers.
It's got no detail, no character. It's unformed.
That's how you
Jeff Goldblum.
They're growing like parasites.
Jeff
Is it
Goldblum,
contagious?
too.
Invasion of the Body Snatchers.
And so the whole movie, Donald Sutherland's character and his little posse there are running and surviving and doing all the things, right? And I can't remember how the end exactly happens, but they get separated or something, and something happens where one of the girls comes back, and she's like, she sees Donald Sutherland's character, and she's like, hey, it's me, it's over here. Like they got separated, right? And he turns around, looks at her, and he gives her the indicator that they all do, because they all turn into zombies. They just kind of walk around all emotionless, right? And the indicator, like they caught somebody, is like they go really loud and just start pointing, and they all start pointing, and they all start going at him, right? So at the end of the movie, she's like, hey, over here, and he turns around and starts doing that, like they caught him. They finally got him. Like, oh no, they got him. He's been zombified, right?
They made a bunch
That
of
was-
those too, didn't they? They make five parts.
Did they make several of those?
There's a whole bunch.
Invasion of the Body Snatchers 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah.
That's hella funny. Yeah. So,
I thought so.
all right. So we're moving through the late 70s, right? I think we were like 7 or 8, 6 or 7 when these movies came out, 77, 78, right? Invasion of the Body Snatchers was super scary. And then in 78, I think this movie is 78 or 79, 79, Alien. Alien was super scary, bro. Those were the super scary aliens. They weren't just your regular, like, it wasn't Gazoo. You know what I mean? It wasn't.
Kind of cockroach alien, dude.
And they were aggressive killer murder people with acid bloods.
Yeah, I did. Seriously, they were and fast movers. Sketchy. By today's standards, everybody would have shut this video off.
Already.
This intro is way too long.
It's already too long.
Get to the business.
Just. A heartbeat going faster. This is a movie trailer. This is how they're selling the movie.
So weird.
That creepy narrator's not even in it.
Yeah,
It's just a fast-ass heartbeat and people screaming.
When aliens come to the Earth.
I was either going to show the trailer or the scene where the alien comes out of that guy's chest. I figured I'd just show the trailer. It's a little more intense. Yeah, Sigourney Weaver's butt cheeks. There's another reason why Gen X ain't scared of fucking aliens. Dude, we were 8 years old when this movie came out.
Yeah, we've seen them all.
This is a 70s movie, dude.
We saw them on VHS and paused it. Took a look at them.
Dude, I'm telling you.
We watched it on DVD when they released all the behind the scenes footage and you saw how they made the costumes and all that stuff. Super sick.
All of this before we were 8 years old, folks. Before we were 8 years old. All of this before we were 8 years old. And we're not even getting into Star Wars. We're not even getting into that entire universe, right? Aliens and Predators, some 80s movies, right? Aliens, Predators are badass and super action flicks. All fun and games, right? Right? Here's the thing. If they're real, they're real. If they're here, they're here. If all that, I mean, here's the scary part. What role do they have? Where do they live? Are they in our oceans? Is that where they live? Are they walking among us? Are they shape-shifting? Or are they...
Squids and octopuses are aliens. Super genius aliens.
As a child, we fell in love with an alien. We had the scary ones. We had the goofy, fun, whimsical, animated ones. And we have the one our entire generation fell in love with, bro.
There are so many people to see. So many people you can check upon and add to your collection. People hanging on nothing but hell shit. And add to your collection, but they keep hanging on.
He's reading a magazine, not looking at his phone.
Yeah.
Be a victim.
Mike, come here.
How you feeling, faker?
I'm feeling fine. Look, I've got something really
Tyler
important to
said
tell
he
you.
got 69,000 on asteroids yesterday. He pulled the plug.
Look, remember the goblin?
You're so lame, Elliot.
Come on, Michael, he came back.
Came back? He came back? Oh my God!
One thing. I have absolute power. Say it. Say it.
What have you got? Is it the coyote?
No. Look. Okay. Now, swear it.
I'm gonna get live banned for this.
Promise you can make.
Yeah, right.
Swear
Should we
as my
check?
only brother on our
Don't
lives.
get so heavy. I swear.
Okay, stand over there, and, you better take off your shoulder.
What?
You might scare him. And,
We're having trouble streaming to Facebook.
Don't push it, Elliot.
Facebook just kicked us.
I'm not coming out there until your eyes are closed.
YouTube is still good.
Okay, they're closed. I'm just gonna kill you.
Elliot, look what I made for you.
Let's remove that. Let's go ahead and just pull that. Where's it at?
Did we really get
Shit.
kicked off Facebook? Facebook
Yeah.
live radio?
They just booted us off Facebook.
For good, or
Yeah.
do we get the 5-minute ban? Like,
Probably the 5-minute ban. So, anyways, and it's all the video I have it show anyway. So, as a generation, we fell in love with aliens. We were terrified of them. If we went to sleep, they would snatch our body. If we went to another planet, they would get inside our body with that face mask larva fucking stage, and then they put the little pupa in our belly guts. It would rip out and then grow like a nymph. It went through all the stages. So that's the insectoids, right? Those are the insectoids. That's a version of them, right? We're going to get to that in a second. Weird that they picked all that stuff, the life cycle of an insect, right? Oh, weird. Okay. So anyways, that's how that worked out. That was scary. And then, like I said, E.T. comes along. We fall in love with the alien. So as a generation, we've had all of the emotions around this. I can't think of anybody our age who are terrified of what's coming out in the headlines now. I don't know anyone our age who really gives a fuck what's going around the headlines right now, let alone be scared of it. To be honest with you, right?
Amazing.
So this is all this again before we were 8 years old. We were amused, we were terrified, and we fell in love with aliens before 8 years old, bro. It's the hard truth. So,
Yeah, 8 years old. I think I saw E.T.
So-
7 or 8 years old.
here's the thing. Are we alone? What proof do we have? What does proof look like short of all of us seeing it globally? A giant spacecraft like an Independence Day coming into our atmosphere and vaporizing our cities, right? Releasing a bunch of little pew, and they go, you know what I mean? That would convince me. But I'm not going to be convinced on TikTok. You know what I mean? I'm not going to.
Alien of spaceships that just blot out the sun like all those movies.
Retro Bizarre, I'm an alien.
Joe's an
I believe it. I believe it. I believe it.
With guitar skills like that, he has to be an alien.
What did you see now? I guess it would be about 2 weeks ago. That was very alarming, the way you said that, at least.
Yeah, well, because of the circumstances and where it was, I can't get into too much specifics, but it was elaborating on some stuff that we'd asked for, and it was important to get this person in a secure setting to where we could ask him these questions. And there was somebody in the meeting with us, one of my colleagues, I guess you'd say, was basically there just to kind of upset the apple cart and to throw, a monkey wrench into the deal. And every time a question was asked by this particular party, it was really the answers were out there, and they gave them, and they gave specifics, they gave addresses, they gave times and dates and people that were in the meeting. And this went all the way up to the executive branch of previous presidents, not this current president.
All right, hold on. Scrub forward to 2 minutes and 20 seconds. Here we go. Check this shit out.
Sure, I'm understanding is a member of our government has told you and others, I guess, that there is a form of alien life and machinery which maybe brought this living creature here that interacted in some form with people?
Yeah, they have, and they've. It's pretty wild. I know, but I'm just telling you, I'm not going to lie to you. I'd take a lie to tell you.
So this is the senator from Kentucky, I think it is. Senator starts with an S. I thought I wrote his name down. Retro, that's a great question. I thought I had it. You know what? Actually, it is on the file itself. Hold on. I'll just look at the file. 1 second. Congressman Tim Burchett. Congressman,
Yeah.
He's not a senator. Congressman Tim Burchett. So Google him. See, I don't know what his affiliation is. Like he's a gang member. I don't know what color he reps. I don't know if he's red or blue. I have no idea who this man is outside of being a congressman, right? And TMZ is celebrity gossip. But TMZ is also the place where we go to confirm any celebrity death when we see it in social media. Oh my God, who died today? We go straight to TMZ. And if it's not on the first or second scroll, the guy's still alive or the person's still alive, period. He's not dead, right? I give TMZ some credibility. They are celebrity gossip, right? I get it. Gossip, right? Sensationalism and finding a story where there's, Britney Spears chewed gum today and said, oh my God, right? Video at 11, right? Okay, I get that. I believe that they fully believe that this guy is telling the truth. I fully believe that this is a credible interview on TMZ, that at least this guy, if he's bullshitting, he's bullshitting. I can't say one way or the other. But this is our congressman saying this shit, dude.
Confirming aliens. You don't
Confirming
know
fucking aliens. Confirming them.
Put me on a
That told you they
polygraph.
saw
I'll take
alien?
it.
Do you know somebody?
But, this is what the guy told me. I mean,
That's what he says.
A very high-ranking naval official described, I've talked about this before, underwater craft, something big as a football field, moving at over 200 miles an hour. And there's no fish in the ocean that would do that. We don't even have a sub that'll probably do 40 miles an hour under the. And the last thing he said before he left my office was, it was kind of weird because he didn't go out he went out the side door, which nobody ever uses. And he looked at me, he pulled me up close, he said, "Tim, they're real." And that's the last thing he said to me. That'll be the title of my book, I guess. Matt Gaetz was involved in.
Tim, they're real.
They're real.
They're real. Okay. All right, so here we are. That's the setup. That's where we are. We grew up with all the emotions for aliens. Our government is now releasing alien UFO files, right? Our generation is taking a look at them. One, doesn't look like we give too much of a shit about it. Two, I'm intrigued, and part of me wants this to be real. I would hate to be enslaved, but part of me wants this to be real, right? I want to know if there's aliens. So let me ask you this question, Gen X.
We're not the most advanced culture, bro. That's like wishing you could go live in the ocean. You become the weakest guy in the whole environment. So
I do. Yeah, I can't even beat the temperature.
They got zippy little machines that can fly around and go through galaxies and stuff. Then we're screwed, bro. That means they got way better lasers than us and stuff too.
They could probably just be invisible.
Yeah, right.
So let me ask you this, Gen X. If these aliens are real, which alien do you hope it is? Do you hope it's the gazoo kind? The alien body snatcher kind? Do you want ETs here? You know what I mean? According to social media, according to this UFO dump from our government, there are 4 distinct species that have been recovered on the planet. There's 4. There's the insectoids, little gray men, the reptilians, and the Nordic humanoids. Right?
Yeah, I don't like.
I think I have that picture. No. Yeah, I don't like any of those.
No, they all sound really bad. Little gray men. Gross.
Well, those are the most common ones. Those are the ones that we know for sure.
They look like they're sticky. Don't they feel like they would be sticky like a wet gummy bear? See?
They're there. There they are.
Those, dude. That's just because people think praying mantis looks great. That's easy.
And they're there. Boom. The mantis, the gray, the Nordic, the reptilian. The reptilians are supposedly shapeshifters. These are the guys that are found all over the videos and social media where their eyes are doing weird shit right around the corners of their eyes. Not like a mask, but like there's a lizard inside trying to fucking not shift back into a lizard, trying to hold the human form long
like
enough.
Celebrities turning into lizards or something like that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why I called it first.
It's happened on video during interviews and stuff.
That's why I called it. They're here to live out fucking fantasies, right? So they're the ultra famous, right? All right, so check this out. Check out this image. And out of all of these, which ones do you hope are here? Which ones, or out of our childhood, which ones? I kind of hope it's a Gazoo because he was like a little genie. You know, he was more of a genie.
Or Mork. I'll take a Mork.
ETL for Mork. Oh, yeah, you forgot. Dude, I forgot all about Mork. Shout out to Beauty and Blue. We should have opened with fucking Mork. Thank you.
Yeah, that's a...
Dang.
They can stick around. A bunch of Morks.
When we were kids, we had Martians. We had little green men. That's what it was. We had Martians. And they had the green helmet with a little antenna sticking out.
Yeah.
Little green men.
Or who was the little guy from Bugs Bunny that was trying to blow up the world all the time?
Marvin the Martian.
Marvin the Martian, yeah.
Yeah, Marvin the Martian. So Little gray man, probably the most common. Probably the most common, at least for us, for me.
Alien autopsy alien is the gray one.
That's the alien opta for sure. That's the one they found in Mexico in the shoebox. That's the way, yeah, right? That's the right, the little guy, right? Yeah. The reptilian, they are shapeshifters. We've been hearing about these for years. Word around the campfire is the royal family are reptilians. Are they here living out a fantasy? How long has the royal family been in power? They used to control half the planet. Now they got a couple islands. I don't know what the fuck they have anymore, but you know what I mean? I've heard that before. I've heard that before.
The flea stacks.
Slee stacks. Yes. Okay. So I want to point something out, right? We're just now seeing these pictures from the photo dump or, the data dump from, DOJ or whoever dumped it, right? I'm not sure who dumped it, right? But you take a look at the reptilian guy. Where did it go? I thought I saved it in.
We should get Bob Lazar on the podcast. He says that they're reverse engineered the spaceship and all that stuff. He was on Joe Rogan. They talked all about it. He describes all the technology. They say that's where microwave ovens came from.
The who?
Microwave oven came from reverse engineering alien technology when the spaceships crash here and stuff. They're like, check these guys out. They can heat up food really quick. So we stole their microwave and then we reproduced it. Now we sell them in Walmart for $69.
They're $400 when we first got them.
Oh, yeah, dude. My grandpa had one in the 70s.
It's right there.
There it is.
Doesn't pick up a J page.
A J page.
Did you see it?
I don't see nothing. I see most reported aliens. One of them looks like a college volleyball player.
Weird. Oh well. Google the last Starfighter. Sorry, guys. Google the last Starfighter. The alien guy who comes to the play. Okay, so first they place all these video games on the planet, right, to see who the best players are, and so they're recruiting pilots to go fight this war with them because they're losing this fucking war, right?
Love it. It's such a great movie.
And so this kid who's in this little hick town, looks like I think it's they had this one video game at like a trailer park or something.
A trailer park in a laundry.
I think it was a trailer park. Yeah, and he gets the high score, and so they come down, they get him, and now they recruit him, and they do that good sunflower burst move, and they go in all directions, blah, 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 and it saves the day, and that's the peak of the movie. They do all that cool shit, right? Right.
Mm-hmm.
I want to show you. Oh, I don't know why this image isn't showing up. I'm saving it. I'll just put it in downloads then, so I know it's there.
It's a WebM.
No, it says JPEG. Yeah, I don't like. Sometimes those WebMs work.
JPEG, the JPEG, where they spelled it out phonetically.
Oh, I don't know. Donnie, what's up, dude?
Donnie's an alien. Chasing
Oh, for
me
sure.
on the other side of the planet, found me in a tiny island in the Pacific Ocean. There it is. Yeah, that kind of alien. That's a reptilian.
All right, so it's a reptilian. So this is Last Starfighter, probably 1984. I didn't look it up. I'm just guessing. Anyways, why or how would they use a reptilian in an old alien movie that looks just like the reptilians that are coming out now? Okay, so look, is this image after Hollywood? Are these real images? These are allegedly real images, real things, and these are real documents, allegedly. And so what I'm trying to point out is, if this is real, these guys have been here all along, and they're already in. I'm not saying this guy's an alien, but he's a reptilian. That's all I'm saying. He's a fucking reptilian.
Last Starfighter, 1984.
And some time warp happened in 84. We keep coming back to that. Everything started and ended in 84. Right. So I don't know. Yeah, we're dead on Facebook, dude. It's just not showing there. I bet we hit the content shit. No. He said, no, not for you. I'm like, whatever. Don't even care. So, all right. So back to the show. Okay. So check this out. The reptilian, the shapeshifter, we've been hearing about this, the royal family, blah, blah, blah. The Last Starfighter, looking back on that movie makes you wonder, right? It's kind of been in front of us the whole time. Of course, it's a movie, but there's also files saying that we have those real aliens. Okay. Now go back and watch Space Jam. Take everything we've said. Now go back and watch Space Jam.
Yeah.
Each famous player had their alien counterpart. They only let you get so famous. They come to this planet to live out fantasies. They make a fucking movie called Space Jam, put it right in front of us and go, okay, here's your aliens, and here's what they look like to us.
It's ideas.
And we love that movie, and we love the movie.
They're letting us
right?
know how it works.
You're telling me Spud Webb's not an alien?
Right.
He's like 5'6", and he can dunk. He can do all the things. He can do all the things, right? He's an alien for sure. All right, question for you. Of the 4 reptilians that we have, sorry, not the reptilians, of the 4 alien types, which ones are abducting cows?
The mantis.
I think the mantis. Yeah, they're meat eaters.
Sucking their blood dry and stuff and just eating up their entrails and stuff. But it could be the reptiles too.
Which ones are abducting people and putting probes in their butt?
College volleyball players.
Diddy party. I'd say the Nordics are the ones abducting people and doing whatever and bringing them back. There was like when we were kids, we heard a lot of stories from like the 60s and in 50s or whatever, farmland and aliens coming down and abducting people and bringing them back and doing all weird sorts of things with them. Little gray men. I think they're the ones who are abducting people and doing experiments on them. And they live inside like exoskeletons and stuff like that. Kind of like Independence Day.
They seem like they wouldn't be very coordinated. Like they don't look very athletic. Or like they would be able to do surgery. Like,
I bet that way they have.
If they do alien probes and stuff on people, I bet it's pretty rough. They're not gentle.
I bet the Greys are the mind readers and the what do you call it? They can communicate with you telepathically.
Implants. Yeah,
and they can just think stuff to you. They could scramble your brain by thinking at you.
Terrible. That's what that big dome on top of them is. It's an antenna.
So here's the thing, man. UFO stories have been consistent around the world. They were consistent around the world in a time when the common person like us didn't have real global communication. I could call any country in the 70s and 80s if I knew the number and if I knew how to speak the language of whoever's going to answer, and I could ask them, "Hey, do you have aliens and UFOs over there?" And if they decide to talk to me, then we would find out, right? But these stories of aliens, crop circles, abductions, right? We're not even getting into pyramids. We're not even getting into hieroglyphs. We're not even getting into any of that. We're just talking straight aliens. Planetary, all around the planet, these stories are consistent. And now that we have the common person has global communication because it's right here on my phone, they're the same fucking stories, man.
Right.
I'm saying. So Gen X, what do you think? What do you think? Hit us in the comments. Let us know. Do you believe in aliens? Are aliens here? What is an alien? I think octopus are alien too.
Do you have an alien encounter story, dude? I know a guy that swears he was with his whole family, his parents and his grandparents and everybody, and they all saw an alien. He was in Puerto Rico. He's like, it's
shaky VHS footage. That's what that sounds like.
He will argue with you for hours about it because he saw it when he was like a teenager.
Yeah.
Tell you all about it. Tell you exactly what it looked like. Tell you what it felt like.
That's heavy duty, man.
Man, he believes in aliens.
So I have a closing question for you. We'll close with this. If aliens aren't real, Why are they here so much?
Yeah, what is all this stuff?
Why are they here so much?
It's like crop circles. Is it a giant, just a big goof? And there's
Just a big ha ha.
Yeah,
because somebody's really good at geometry.
We prank.
That one person is the reason why we're still doing geometry in fucking school.
Remember that South Park where we were just a reality TV show for other fans to watch?
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Florida Man.
Dude,
You got the Florida Man special.
They send stuff like this to us to see how we react. Like send them a giant mantis.
See what they do.
Go crash land.
All right, give them nuclear power.
Yeah.
They're still boiling water with it.
Yeah. Seriously. Making hot dogs.
The morning after wasn't that the nuclear? That was the day after, huh? I don't remember the morning after. And Denver Airport. Was there like a lot of sightings at the Denver Airport? I'm wondering if that's what was going on.
The whole Denver Airport's really pretty creepy. If you ever look
Have you been there?
All the art. I have been through there, but I've never had time to walk around and do all the stuff and go see all their
Is it haunted?
Statues and artwork, and there's so much weird stuff. We could do a whole episode on just the Denver Airport. Dude, look it up and you'll go, yeah, dude, we should do that because it is.
We could just fly there and just do a whole show and fly back.
Yeah, seriously, it's a hub airport, so it should be cheap to get to. We'll go walk around.
Bro, you want to do that?
Underground alien base.
We could take off like on Friday after work. We could film at night or day. We could sleep on the way back,
right?
If we had to.
I sleep
It's only a
on
2-hour difference.
Yeah, I sleep.
I'm just saying, you know what I mean, dude? We could get a round trip. We could use some of the Gen X money. We could book a round trip and go out there. We could use that money. We could book a round trip so anywhere and just do a live anywhere on the planet. I'm just saying.
Denver
yeah, we're still live.
It's not very Gen X. Now we're planning at future episodes. Thanks, Don.
There we go. Well, that is going to do it for us tonight. I want to thank you guys for tuning in and hanging out with us. It's always better when we have our friends hanging out with us. So thank you guys for that. My name is Jason.
And I'm Greg.
Peace out, everyone.
Peace. Thank